sensitive schemer, family and friends worn away. You strong and able, dependably stable, searching for some better place. We fell together, two souls untethered, keeping our sorrows at bay. Lives interwoven, despite all the omens, till left with so little to say. But in those early days, as the music played, dreams were born and raised, caught and released. In those happy times, now so far behind, I knew you as mine beyond belief. Sometimes the greatest of loves isn't all that we need. I rarely shouted, drank hard or doubted. Ours was a gentle reprieve, till your sullen silence, inward aimed violence, triggered the tyrant in me. And I'll always treasure those years together, though you were the first one to leave. Through all those seasons, I saw the reasons who you were coming to be. And in those early days, as the music played, dreams were born and raised, caught and released. In those happy times, now so far behind, I knew you as mine beyond belief. Sometimes the greatest of loves isn't all that we need. All that we need is a question that changes with time. All that we need is an answer not easily defined. I'm still dreamer, daydream believer, walking the world for my truth. I see you glowing, artistry growing, shedding the shadows of youth. Our years together left us both better, something we never will lose. Lives interwoven, partners well chosen, left us with new roads to choose. And in those early days, as the music played, dreams were born and raised, caught and released. In those happy times, now so far behind, isn't all that we need. Sometimes the greatest of loves still resounding in me. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's the first time I've either been, I wasn't sure if foolish or bold to open with that song, because it's the newest thing I've just recently finished. So I don't claim to write songs anymore. I used to, I still am known as a songwriter, but I prefer the term song catcher, which is used in many of the indigenous peoples of many lands that I've traveled to and talked to. Because the idea that those who brought the songs to the tribe or to the people, it would be incredible hubris to say that they wrote the song. They were the listening to the spirit animals, to the ancestors, to the trees, to their dreams, and then shaping that work. So song catcher, song shaper. I often don't know what the songs, when they show up, what they're going to teach me, but I know they're wiser than me. So that song was a 10-year anniversary of my last long-term relationship, which lasted 7 years. And I thought I'd kind of written that whole relationship. I was kind of done with it. You know, as a songwriter, you think about, first of all, how many songwriters in the room? Nobody. Okay, we've got one. All right. So you know this. Most people, their friends, let's say you go through a breakup, a rough time, they say, oh, hey, come on over. Let's talk about it. Your singer-songwriter friends go, dude, you're going to get some great songs out of that, So it's a whole nother mentality. But it's true because, at least me, when I'm happy, I don't tend to sit around with my guitar saying, why am I happy? I need to feel this. I need to process. I need to journal. I need coffee. I just tend to be happy. But when you're not happy, you want to sit and think about it. Anyhow, I digress. Okay, I have been writing this is the 49th year, which means I played my first tour date at the age of 14 in LA, playing my own music. I'm 63 now, and if universe willing, I'll have the 50th anniversary next year. A lot of songs, a lot of tours, over 5,000 shows. Over 2,000 songs. Not all of them are keepers, I can assure you. Most of them aren't. But I had yet to write a drinking song, and I thought, well, if you're writing country music, you gotta have a drinking song. But I don't want to write a typical drinking song, and I'm from a family of alcoholics, so I really don't. I'm not one, but grew up with a lot of them, so I don't want to endorse drinking, So I decided to reverse it, and I wrote 2 drinking songs. This one is about drinking coffee all night. So I'll start with that one, then I'll play the other one, which is what I do. I sit up and drink coffee all night. I have a 16-year-old daughter, singer-songwriter, and I was in the States missing her, as I always am. And for some reason, we couldn't reach each other on WhatsApp. She can always reach me when she needs money. It's amazing. She but this particular day, it just took longer for her to get back to me, and it triggered something, so I wrote a song. Anyway, here we go. I was up drinking all night, coffee and cold candlelight, wondering if you're all right. I was up drinking all night. I've been out walking all day, wondering what I might say to keep you from turning away. I've been out walking all day. If there's not you in my life, the one I've held dearest is mine. I sense such turbulent times. If there's not you in my life, I'll go on walking walking this world, searching for truth to unfurl. Probably find a new girl as I go out walking this world. And if there's not you in my life, the one I've held dearest is mine. I sense such turbulent times if there's not you in my life. I was up drinking all night, coffee and cold candlelight, wondering if you're all right. I was up drinking all night, probably will be for life. I was up drinking all night. Thank you. Okay, so on a lighter note, the other drinking song. What I did is I did a little deep dive into country music, and you know what happens? The woman leaves the guy. Usually it's that way. It's rarely the guy leaving the woman. And she usually takes his truck and the dog with her. You know how that works. And then he starts drinking heavily. That's like the classic motif, you know. Just like in the blues, I got up this morning. You know, they always got to either get up this morning or get on a train or whatever. There's just a few basic motifs, and then it's all about the story after that. So I thought, well, what about a guy who is in a really terrible, destructive relationship, and alcohol is involved, and he decides to quit drinking when she leaves him? And I thought, yeah, I could work with that. So I Googled it, and no, nobody else has written that. Yes. So this is, here we go. I quit drinking the day that she left. Started thinking about all the things she said. How I meant nothing, she'd rather see me dead. I quit drinking the day that she left. Took her pictures off the wall, bitter memories after all. Loneliness and alcohol was all we really shared. Threw away her beauty aids, souvenir ashtrays, the day that she left. I get a kick out of any time. I mean, the fact that I started writing sort of countryish songs because I started out in a post-pop punk band in the LA scene, and when I had my first real band, and I think probably the guys in the band would have beat me up if I brought a country song in. We were so defiant in our rebellious rock and roll era. Anyhow, now there was a song about rain. There were two songs about rain earlier, and I have a song about rain. And I live in Copenhagen, Denmark. I'm from Southern California, and Southern California, rain is a rare thing. In fact, they're having rain today. I was checking the weather, and and they don't know what to do. They drive terribly. It's basically just stay off the roads if you're in California and it rains, because people are freaking out. But living in Denmark, it rains a lot. And so here I was in my rosy California mindset, and I played this new song called Summer Rain in Denmark, and it didn't go over very well. People were like, "Shh, you're cursing." The Vikings are still in the curses, like, "Shh, no. So I don't play it anymore in Denmark. I play it in California and other places. I realized, the juju's been a little weird with the Tuesday nights and the rain, so I hope I don't create a downpour. I don't think I have that kind of power anyway. Music might, but I don't. Okay, so this is called Summer Rain, for better or worse. Summer rain, sweet as April showers, makes me happy for flowers. Summer rain brings me joy for hours, makes me happy for flowers. Much as I love a sunny day, no big fan of the gray. I love how it washes the city's face, makes the world shine brighter, as long as there's somewhere dry to stay, with a double shot latte, watching the raindrops bounce away, leaves my heart much lighter. Summer rain, sweet as April flowers, makes me happy for flowers. Summer rain, sweet as April showers, makes me happy for flowers. Rain, please don't go away. Come on back another day. Summer rain, sweet as April showers, makes me happy for flowers. Summer rain, brings me joy for flowers, makes me happy for flowers. I never did figure out how to finish this song, so it's supposed to be a fade out like a storm passing through. All right. I do a lot of traveling. I call it the lifelong tour, but it's also a full-time tour. I'm of the age where I appreciate waking up every day more and more, and I have friends who are not. And so I decided, after a consultation with my daughter, who's also a singer-songwriter and has got her own thing going on, that as much as I wanted to be there with her full-time, physically, I needed to do what I feel I'm on the earth to do, and what brings me the greatest joy, which is playing music and connecting through music. And so I gave up my apartment in Copenhagen in March. That was the last snip, and I'm full-time on the road. So in the last 6 months, I've been in the States twice, Ireland, Greenland, Sweden, Denmark, Canada, China, Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia. And now I'm in the middle of, I was here in May 20th, I saw, and I didn't think I'd be back this soon, but here I am for another like 3 months in Asia. I'm heading to Laos tomorrow for the first time. So sometimes they're a little suspicious looking at my passport, but it's all legit. Anyhow, this song is about that journeying. I started it on a train through, I take the train now when I go through the U.S. Southwest. I do a loop from Los Angeles to Flagstaff, kind of like Route 66, and then to Albuquerque, and then I go up to Taos, New Mexico. And I do that loop. I've been doing that for 40 years, I take the train in the States. Yeah, I know. And it's it's risky. You have to not really be in a hurry to be anywhere. So if you're booking a tour, you have to like put the tour like a week later because Amtrak, it's a long story. So it's a practice in patience, but it is beautiful. It's amazing, and when you're not driving the car, you can take it all in. So this song showed up. I caught this song on Amtrak. It's called "The Journey." Let me wander open spaces. Let my hopes carry me home. I have journeyed now for ages. Sometimes I'm wondering why I roam through the words, sacred pages I have sought for where I'm bound in this yearning for salvation, to know peace and common ground. Are there angels up in heaven? Are there devils in my heart? Is redemption some great fable? Is forgiveness some great art? Through the words of fools and sages, I have sought for what is sound in this yearning for salvation, to know peace and common ground. I am older, somewhat wiser. The road ahead, less than behind, and I hold a so much lighter than the darkness known through time. In a world of cards and cages, I have fought not to lay down in this yearning for salvation, to know peace and common ground, to know peace and common ground, to know peace and common ground. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Being from California, watching, everyone has their own experience of the climate change. Yeah, I was going to say, I used to say there are people who still think it's a theory, but I just can't contain that any longer. Anyway, so in California, it means severe drought and forest fires. And when I was growing up in LA, we had fire season. Everyone had to be careful if you were camping or don't throw your cigarette out of the car or whatever. And it was June to September. It's basically summer holidays. Summer school was out. 3 years ago, I was watching something popped up in Facebook because I don't watch the news. I don't watch things that I have no control over and make me feel powerless. So I selectively do my advocacy and my charitable works, in my own, with things I can put my hands on. But I happened to be catching the story about there were fires in California, and I was very interested because many of my friends and family live there. And the announcer said California's fire season this year has been reset to year-round for the foreseeable future. And I thought, okay, that was like a gut punch to me. And I still go back there a couple times a year, and I produce the Songwriters Festival in Idlewild, California, which is up at like 7,000 feet, and every few years the burn gets close, and somehow they save it. Anyway, so when I'm troubled, I, of course, sit down and write a song, or a song shows up, I should say. So this is one that more or less showed up. I went to the river was dry. Turned to the mountains that burned through the night. Looked to the heavens where stars still shine. Prayed for the healing of time. I walked through the desert of memories and dreams. As pain beyond measure welled up in me. Sought for the strength now to follow its lead. Prayed for the healing in me. And I believe that there's a future far beyond these troubling times. And I believe that all that you hear may one day be put right. I went to the temples, but the temples were bare. No truth for the seekers, no gods gathered there. Sought for the reasons so many ceased to care. Prayed for all hearts in despair. And I believe that there's a future far beyond these troubling times. And I believe that all that you hear may one day be put right. I went to the river, but the river was dry. Turned to the mountains that burned through the night. Looked to the heavens where stars still shine. Prayed for the healing of time. Prayed for the healing of time. Prayed for the healing of time. Thank you. Let's see. I don't use a set list. I try to attune to the room. See what feels right and see where my head is, because otherwise it's performing, and I did a lot of performing earlier in my life. I'd rather be present than perform. Yeah, I'm going to play this quiet one, and then we'll take it a little bit up. So, not to put a damper on the evening, but of course, we're all aware, climate, and this is part of just Earth. This is not something that I think mankind has created, humankind. But the earthquakes recently that have been happening in the Philippines and all around, the Ring of Fire, as they call it, very devastating. And it turns out there were 8 fatalities in the big 7.4 earthquake that hit 3 days ago in Davao, and then the big one that followed. And a dear friend of mine was one of the 8 people. Her body was identified this morning by her mother and her daughter. So I'm still processing that. And yes, there's a song on the way, but it's not going to be played tonight. But I thought I would, well, what can I do? You know, I felt powerless. And I thought, well, I have a show tonight. I can talk about it. And I'll check with the host, and our host said it would be okay. I will set up, I didn't get to it, but I'll set up a bowl or something, and if anybody feels inclined to want to donate, these people have nothing, their government doesn't respond. It's a pretty messed up country, and the U.S. is part of why it's messed up, as is Spain. You know, usually the colonizers and the invaders, as usual. So no expectation. I'm not going around like in church with the, oh, I hated that, the whole, you know, looking at what are they putting in, you know, thing. And I don't do church anyway. I do music. So, but if you want to donate, the money will go directly to them tomorrow to try and make some kind of funeral arrangements. So that's what's happening with that. On that note, I'm going to play a song that I wrote thinking it was very much just for me. In fact, it showed up. It was a song caught. I didn't sit down to write it. It was about a family member who had been diagnosed with a terminal illness. And I didn't want to write a song about that, but the song came. And it was a relief, and it was a tear shedding and all that, you know. And I thought, that's that. I'm not playing it for anybody. That was just for me. And but a songwriter friend asked me about it, and he said, will you play it for me? And I did. And he said, oh, you play it at the open stage. Don't bury the song. Okay, so I played it. He filmed it, unbeknownst to me, put it on YouTube, unbeknownst to me. This is back when, early days of YouTube. And it's almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago. And then I got invited by 3 different people who I did not know to come and sing that song at memorial services for their friends who passed. So that's the power of song. And people have said it's a healing song. So it's called Sure Will Miss You When You Go. So I'm going to send it out to thinking of my friend in Philippines. Time is drawing near, and all old pretense disappears. There's just one thing you need to know. Sure will miss you when you go. Another's born, another dies. So it's been throughout all time. Still we're surprised how fast life flows. Sure will miss you when you go. We will wash our wounds with tears, looking back upon the years, dreams we shared, sorrows known, tender feelings seldom shown. So let's not wait another day to say the words we long to say. How we all wish it wasn't so. Sure will miss you when you go. The only you. I'm a little off in my internal like timekeeper, so 2 songs, two songs. Is that right? Okay, fine. I just want to not overstay my welcome. Okay, great. So, what's he gonna do from there? Well, I'll tell you what. I have no idea. Nah. This is like, you know the old divining rods? I don't know, I'm dating myself, but they had these things called divining rods in folk tradition. They were like a stick that forked, and people would say they could find water. That was like a thing, and people, I don't know, it was some way of making money. I don't know if it found any water. It's like all those books that tell you how to get rich. The one that gets rich is selling you the books. You know, it's like that. Anyway, for me, sometimes the capo is like a divining rod, because it decides, it's like roulette wheel too, like where am I going to land? What am I going to play? I know, right there. Okay. Nah, there. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So many times I've run right back to you, so often sought your shoulder. So many years have worn right through these shoes. So sorry that it's over, but I know where I belong, and it's time I moved along. Still I would not be this strong if not for you. I walked along your streets in a poet's haze, felt safe within your borders, and I fell in love with every passing face until I felt my heart burst, 'cause I knew that I belonged, though I would be moving on. Still I would not be this strong if not for you. If not for you. If not for you with your thorny crown, you with your beautiful sound, you never looking down when I struck out all around. And when at last our paths do cross again, I hope we will be bolder, reach out across the past to a cherished friend, more lovely as we're older, 'cause I know that we belonged, though we both are moving on. Still I would not be this strong if not for you. If not for you. Yeah, I know that we belong, Thank you. So before I play the final song of the set, at least the final song before the encore, just saying. I mean, not to be suggestive. I got that from a good friend of mine. He's very clever. He's got a good stage pattern, so I just steal all his material. I will say that if you're enjoying the music, there's two things. I have 3 CDs with me because I'm an eternal optimist. I'm selling them out as coaster sets. If you don't take the plastic off, they're really water resistant, and you can keep them using them. There's a lot of alternative uses for CDs these days. You can use them to hang in the window and keeps the birds from flying into your window because they have colorful and they turn in the sun. You can hang them on Christmas trees if that's your thing. Clip it, a lot of craft stuff. But anyway, I just have people. If you're one of the few people who still thinks the CD is a good way to listen to music, you can just give a donation and take it with you. But the main point is you can find all my music for free online because ever since Spotify was created, the large corporation that pays nothing to artists and makes its owner a billionaire. I call it Spotify because that's what it is. It took all the money away from everybody pretty much that I know. So I give my music away because, I'm going to deprive them of that 8 cents they would have made on me in my huge career. So that's my little way of doing my bit. So you can download everything from brettperkins.com. However, a word of caution. If you simply Google Brett Perkins, there are 2 of us out there. I learned of this, not an imposter, but this younger man with my name, because I was there first. When I went to play a concert in Poland on a tour, and I showed up, I was at the right club, right time, right name, not my picture. They had just Googled me and boop. I'm like, hey, surprise, I'm older. And it turns out I did a little deep dive into his, actually I had some communication with him until he chose to stop. He's a Christian missionary, blood of the lamb kind of born again guy, proselytizing. Hey, we all got our thing that floats our boat. But the thing is, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, you just put in our name, it mixes our songs together. So it's really, and the worst part, and I'm not going to rant, but Spotify has this thing you can pay extra as an artist. Because, Spotify is the devil we know. I mean, if you want your music out there, everyone says, oh, you write music? Are you on Spotify? It's the first question you hear. So, they'll charge you extra to have your name verified, which is supposed to say you're the real deal, right? They sold it to both of us with the same name. That's how low, there are no ethics and morals in that firm. Anyhow. But so you can find my stuff, but just beware. And it gets even weirder because this last album was from my band called the Pawn Shop Preachers, and there are songs like Just Like Jesus in it, but they're not the same kind of Jesus songs that his are. So it's very confusing. And if you want to hear more, I'll tell you later. It's a long story, and it's ongoing. I think I will play a song since I was thinking of my daughter, who I mentioned is a singer-songwriter, as is her mother. As is her dad, and as is her grandmother. Actually, it's in the family blood. And she just passed the second audition for X Factor in Denmark. So it looks like she's going to be on TV for a big break here so that's going to be interesting, navigating that. But we co-wrote this song when she was 5 years old. It was the first co-write. I don't know if any of you have traveled in Scandinavia in the winter. I feel for you. You have my sympathy. It's very dark, very cold, and the sun came out on a November day in Denmark. That was just, And she said, "Daddy, the sun came out," with the enthusiasm of a 5-year-old. And I said, "Yes." And she said, "Let's skip." And so off we went, skipping down the main road. As long as I could, keep up with her back then. By 6, I couldn't keep up with her. And that created the rhythm for the song. And then we started talking about how sometimes the littlest thing makes you feel good. And then if you just let yourself feel good, you start to feel better. And so we wrote a song called "I Just Feel Good for No Particular Reason. That's the reason I feel good." It's the longest title I've ever registered. And it ended up on this album. And then it ended up on the radio in Denmark. And then she ended up getting money from the performing rights. And she said, it was like $20, but she's by then she's 8 years old. The album got a Grammy nomination, which was exciting. The first round of Grammys, and so very exciting for her. She gets her first little royalty check, and it's like $20. And she says, "Oh, you get money for writing songs? That's what I'm going to do." And I'm like, no, please, no. Can't we have an accountant in the family, a lawyer? Anyway, no, she's writing beautiful songs. So this is my co-write with Leva September Reese Perkins. And it is a sing-along if you should feel so inclined, because the lyrics repeat a whole bunch of times, and hopefully they're catchy, too. Okay, here we go. That's the skipping part. I think that's it. So thank you very much, and thank you so much for having me back. I've sort of fallen in love with Southeast Asia, and I'm sort of based in Phnom Penh when I'm around, but I'm loving all of this. So I'll be back, next fall, if not, next fall, in a year. Yes, thank you. I had, very briefly, because I know we're wrapping up, you never know. I play whenever I'm asked. I just believe in going to places where you're asked or where you ask and they say yes, and where you feel welcome, and this is such a great space. So I was playing a little gathering on Friday with 5 people in attendance, this gentleman being one of them. And he said, "Do you know about this cultural festival that's happening in town?" I said, "I have no idea. I just got here and I'm not, I don't speak Vietnamese." And he says, "Well, it's a pretty big thing." And I said, "Okay." Like, I'm thinking he's just telling me I should go hear it, And he says, "Well, let me make some calls and maybe there might be a chance for you to play." And I said, "Okay." And I'm, whatever. So by the next day, he's writing me, he says, "Can you be at the pavilion by 11 o'clock? I said, "Sure, I can." So I'm there with my guitar, but I don't know if anything's going to happen. And apparently I'll probably get these titles wrong, but the Vietnamese cultural consul person has to sign off, and then the U.S. embassy person has to sign off, and the U.S. government's in shutdown, so it's not looking very positive. I tried to talk to somebody in the USA booth. He's from the Peace Corps, because there's nobody there from the government, and I thought, okay, it's not going to happen, but it's lovely. I heard some wonderful traditional music, all these countries represented, and then suddenly, 3 o'clock came along, and there I was, standing on the stage representing the U.S., and doing 2 songs, The Healing of Time and The Journey. So thank you to you, my friend. And it was amazing. So it's an annual event that's just started. It's the first annual Hanoi Cultural Festival. Yes, I think that's the right title. You'll find it on Facebook. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Pay? No, no, there was no pay mentioned. I don't know. Is there something we should follow up? It was very fulfilling. So, yeah, that you made it happen. Absolutely. And kids came up and like wanted me to sign autographs and took pictures with me. I'm like, oh my God! Like all the time I wanted this when I was 14. Now it's happening. I'm like, I'm not anybody. I mean, I'm me, but so anyway. Yeah, 2000. Yeah. Wow. This is my promoter and manager for Vietnam. Just if any questions, press, talk to him. Thank you very much. Thanks again for listening. Thank you, John, for this incredible space, and thank you for hosting. Thank you.